What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be checking out my first car review. We're gonna be checking out the Jeep Grand Wagoneer along with the McIntosh MX1375. Let's just take a quick walk around the vehicle before we jump inside and give the system a listen. But it does have 22-inch wheels, alloy wheels. It's a 6.4 liter V8 Hemi with 470 horsepower. It's got these drop-down steps. And one of the cool things that, let me show you. So if we go ahead and just double tap on the remote, it's got air suspension. So if you are an elderly person or somebody with some bad knees, just double tap on that. This will actually drop down the step and lower the suspension on the Wagoneer. So it'll be easier to get in and out of the vehicle. All right, so that's just a quick tour of the exterior of the vehicle. We're not gonna go deep dive into the Wagoneer itself. I'm gonna be more interested in the audio system. So let's go ahead, hop inside and check out what's on the interior. Man, this is luxurious in here. But check out this screen here. This is the whole Mac system. It's got actually 2 touchscreens up front for the center console. I'm not gonna go into all of the features of this because there's like so much in the Uconnect system. So we're just gonna go check out some of the audio settings. But there is a little app drawer here. So if we tap on the app button, different categories of apps, and then there's a section that says all, which has all your apps. So you can do things like choose the radio. There's an ambient color, which you can change the interior lighting from like blue, like bright blue, McIntosh blue, white, yellow, and then red. But we're gonna keep it on the Mac blue. There's that. There is driver assist, audio settings. You can hook up an auxiliary cable to this. It's got Bluetooth, comfort. Actually, if we check out comfort really quick, the cool thing about this is it's all touchscreen managed. You can have heat in your seats. You got heated steering wheel, and then you also got a vented cooling in the seats as well. So if you're on a long ride, it's summertime and your butt is sweating, you click on vent and it blows up air over through the perforations in the seat. So that's pretty cool. And also, if you see here on the bottom screen, the secondary screen, you can change also the same settings on the big screen there if you want. But also there's a massage feature on your seats as well. So there's different kind of patterns that you can choose from. There's like waterfall, lower back, there's extended, low end, and then rock climb. You can see the pattern on the seats as it's doing the massage action on your back and also on your rear end. So that's actually really cool. It's almost kind of like being at the mall sitting in those black leather chairs. But let's go back up to the main screen and check out some other stuff we have here. Of course, we got the FM radio, massage seats, we got the mirror dimmer, we got rear view camera, which is also pretty cool. We got that there. You can zoom in, close out. There's SOS, we got software updates, and there's also 360-degree surround camera, which I think is really cool. So if we were to be driving around, this gives you an actual 360-degree view around your vehicle. So if you're scared you're gonna hit something, backing up or whatever, you can see right on the screen there. So that's a 360 view. We got just the regular tailgate view. We got the front view. We've got kind of dual view there, and then the over-the-top view as well back there. So that's pretty cool. And I'm an Android user. So here, since the screen is so big, you actually get dual views. We've got your Google Maps on the left side, and then your music playing, which is Tidal. I'm using Tidal right now on the left side. But if you want to tap on Tidal, it'll bring it over to the left side. That'll get bigger, and then your maps will show up on the right side. Then of course you get your app drawer. I wish Android would do something a little bit cooler with their app drawer because it's just an app drawer. But it's still cool though, whatever. But what we want to check out is the McIntosh system. And this is just like my McIntosh amps at home. You get those iconic meters, those iconic VU meters. And once we jump into this, you can see that if you wait a couple seconds, the meters fill up the entire screen. So when you're driving, you can see the meters bouncing back and forth. I'm not gonna play any music yet and get a copyright strike, but we're gonna check out the settings. in this particular McIntosh app. So here, this is very similar to other Jeep vehicles in their Uconnect system. This one, you can change the focus or the balance and fader. So if you want it more front focused, you can change it there. If you want to lean it more to the driver's side focus or passenger side focus or wherever you want to go, give more attention to the rear, just drag the little speaker there and then you can reset it by just tapping in the center. It's got an EQ, so you've got bass, your mid, and your treble, which you can go from a +9 down to a -9. Of course, I like bass, so I'm going to keep it at 9. Speed adjusted volume, you can turn that on and off. That changes with the noise inside the cabin. So if it's louder inside the cabin or outside, it automatically will ramp up the volume. And then a surround sound, you can turn that on and off. This turns on the overhead surround speakers, or if you don't want surround sound, it turns off the overhead surround speakers. Then some other settings, radio turns off when the door opens, and volume adjust. You can adjust the volume for your phone call, phone navigation, and your voice control. But let's go ahead and check out some of the audio on this and see what it sounds like. So I'm playing music off of Android Auto, and if you want to see what's playing, you can see that it'll give you the title of the song playing and also the artist, which is Imagine Dragons. And if I turn this up, you can see that the meters are moved back and forth. That's just like a standard McIntosh amplifier. Let me turn that down real quick or else we're gonna get dinged with a copyright. Let's check out all the speakers in the Wagoneer, which are 23. Let's start off with the left, center, and right speakers, which are 3.5-inch mid-range along with a tweeter, with a 1-inch tweeter, 6x9 in the driver's side door, 6x9 in the driver's side passenger door, another 3.5 mid-range driver along with a tweeter, 6x9 in the passenger side door, another 6x9 in the rear passenger side door, along with another 3.5 mid-range along with the tweeter. We have a 2-inch driver's side surround speaker, another 2-inch driver's side rear surround speaker, 2-inch passenger surround speaker, 2-inch passenger side rear surround speaker. Right, so on the left and right side of the hatch, there's another 3.5-inch plus 1-inch tweeter. And lastly, we have a 12-inch subwoofer right here in the corner, and this is powered by a 1375 watt amplifier. Let's talk about the audio quality in the McIntosh. So this is their upper tier model. This is the MX1375, as I mentioned earlier. There is a lower end model, which I think is the MX950 or 975, which is a little bit less wattage and also less speakers. So this is their top tier one with 23 speakers. This does resemble an actual McIntosh amp or integrated amp, whatever, with the blue illuminated meters. And this looks just like the McIntosh amps that I have in my house. They also mimicked the volume knob on here as well. So it's got kind of that coin edge to it that you would find on like a nickel or on the actual McIntosh volume knob. So that's a nice touch. It makes it feel like you're at your house if you have Mac system. There's a surround mode which you can turn on, which will activate the overhead surround speakers. There's 4 2-inch surround speakers, which add a little bit of reverb to make the cabin feel almost like a concert hall, which is pretty cool. I will say, maybe not a popular opinion, but I think for the type of music that I was playing, I found like pop music, rap music, maybe rock music, I did like the surround effect on. Although for more acoustical stuff, I did prefer to turn the surround sound mode off. So I was able to hear better separation up front and better instrumental placement as well. So soundstage was definitely, I thought, was bigger up front, which almost created kind of a surround effect anyways with the surround mode turned off. Although with the surround mode turned on, with pop music, rap music, some rock music, I did get that full envelopment, almost kind of like a bubble of surround. you know, just everywhere. So it did sound more like a concert hall. It did make it sound like it was bigger inside here, inside the cabin. Another thing that you might want to do as well is with the balance and fader control, I did have to adjust that a little bit. I did have to move the slider over maybe like 2 or 3 clicks over to the right, just so I could get a more even balance between left and right. Even though there is a center channel, I did find that moving the fader over, or the balance over to the right, maybe 2 or 3 notches, definitely solidified my center channel image and just made the sound stage bigger and didn't make it collapse on itself, because I was sitting next to the left channel speaker, which is kind of a problem with any kind of car audio system, because no matter what seat you're in, you're always going to be closer to one specific speaker. So moving the balance over to the right side definitely helped with sound staging. Now, is this the best sounding car audio system I've personally ever heard? For the price range at $4,000, definitely kills pretty much anything with that upcharge for a vehicle. Yeah, no doubt. Could you build something on your own? Could you piece something together on your own with DSP and everything like that would sound better? Sure, you could, but it's going to cost you a lot more than $4,000. Everything though, from like bass, mid-range, a treble, sounded fantastic in this car. You might not think a 12-inch subwoofer in a vehicle this big could produce that much output, but there was enough tactile output that I could feel it, almost sense like I had the seat massagers on. So pretty good tactile response just from a single 12. Mid-range was decent. You know, if I'm going to be really nitpicky, I would say that mid-range probably could use a little bit more heft, a little bit more of a vocal, heavier presence in the mid-range. I felt like the mid-range was a little bit thin for me. Even if I did adjust the mid-range in the equalizer, I did feel it was just a little bit thin. Could it be better? Sure. Maybe with some larger mid-range speakers, maybe with some more finer EQ tuning, could it be better? Maybe. But I did feel that that was the only thing that was lacking for me personally. The treble sounded fantastic, super detailed, super crisp. It does have the McIntosh Power Guard technology, which will keep distortion really low, but also let you crank this thing maxed out, max volume, without making the tweeters crack or the mid-range crack or anything like that. And speaking of the Power Guard technology, if you are the kind of person that just likes to roll down the windows, you want to impress everybody in your neighborhood with just pure volume and just annoy everybody, this might not be the loudest system for you, because even at full max volume at 38, I think it goes up to, maybe it could go louder for certain people. I mean, I would probably listen at about 30, 32 would be the maximum loudness that I could personally take, but I could see people going above and beyond 38, where they might think that this system is not powerful enough. But as a whole, this is definitely one of the cleanest systems I've ever heard. The bass is super robust. You can adjust the bass up or down. There is the EQ setting for that. So if you want more bass, it's definitely going to give you a tactile response. It's going to make you feel like the seat massagers are on. Mid-range is decent. Could be better, but definitely decent for this price class. And the treble, just as loud as you want, super smooth. It's got that McIntosh smooth sound to it. And you're not gonna make your ears bleed with this system whatsoever. Even with like rock music, it sounded smooth all the way through the range. For the $4,000, fantastic choice. Just keep in mind also, no CD player. You're only gonna be streaming, or if you're gonna be using the built-in Sirius XM radio, you're gonna have to subscribe for that, or just use whatever's in your phone, Android, CarPlay, with your Tidal Qobuz. You're gonna have to stream wirelessly from that over to the head unit. So there is no CD player. I mean, who buys CDs anyways, you know what I'm saying? But I think everybody listens to music on their phones anyways, so just keep that in mind as well. All in all, with my time with it, uses a lot of gas. It's a fantastic sounding system for only $4,000. I think the whole vehicle price is about $110,000. That might be a lot of spare change for a lot of folks out there, but just audio system alone, $4,000 for a McIntosh system, fantastic sounding system. All right, we can't have this and not talk about how it drives. As you guys had seen in the overview, that this is a big vehicle, but when you're actually inside and driving it, Like the handling is actually so good in this thing. Like it doesn't float like say a Cadillac would float. It actually steers really well. The suspension is fairly stiff, so it really, you can really feel the road, and it feels a lot smaller than what you might think. So the responsiveness is actually really good. Because I know some people might feel intimidated by driving such a big vehicle, but once you actually get inside of this thing, it actually handles like a much smaller vehicle. Like it feels maybe like a mid-size sedan. So if you are on the fence about, you know, you're worried about driving something like this, you know, for your family or whatever, then I say go test drive it. You're probably gonna really like it. And it's also, you know, cabin noise, very quiet, which really meshes well with the McIntosh system, because you don't want the road to overwhelm what you're listening to, especially on this premium audio setup here. So the only thing that you really hear when you're driving, especially at highway speeds, is just the music. So if you're really playing something orchestral music or whatever your favorite type of music is, you're only going to hear the music by itself. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the McIntosh system on any of the Jeep vehicles, either the Grand Cherokee or the Grand Wagoneer. Have you guys heard it? How did you feel about the audio quality? Do you think it lives up to the McIntosh standards? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video if you found it useful and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again in the next video.
Hit it? Mm-hmm. Gotcha.